Hello, this is Lady Boulay, and thank you for clicking on the video. Thank you for your support. Thank you for all you do to support the channel. And yes, we are commanded to love one another, whether we want to or not, or whether we agree with each other or not. And in this video, we are talking about the American racial hierarchy. I want you to listen to this video.
White people, watch this video, and I'll be right back.
He published a book called Race, Tendencies, and Traits of the American Negro, in which he lays out all the numbers, and then he concludes that if we simply avoided allowing black people to have any access to health care, that within 2 or 3 generations, the whole race would die out.
The Congress of the United States has not passed a universal health care bill for all Americans because they do not want black people, because they have not wanted black people to have access to health care. Now, President Obama is not popular with black people now because some of the loud voices are saying that he didn't do anything specifically for black people. Well, he passed a universal health care bill, and it had not been done before. And the reason it had not been done before was because all of the people who are decision makers in this country got on board and said the racial hierarchy to keep black people at the bottom and eventually eliminate black people was more important than universal health care for all Americans. Now just wrap your head around that because it's crazy. After bringing us over here against our will for 200 and something years, and then working us all for another almost 100 years to build this country, now they want us all to die out. Now, these are people who are taking the role of the supreme ruler of the universe, the God role. They think they can decide who is going to be wiped out and how they're going to be wiped out. But now, who's struggling with their birth rates? They are. So anyway, let him continue.
And that would solve the race problem in America. When Teddy Roosevelt, 1912, proposed a national health care system, people said no because black people will get it. When Franklin Roosevelt proposed a national health care system, it was the same thing. We don't want black people to get it. When Truman tried it in 47, same thing. Don't want black people to get it. We have to figure out a way to keep black people from using Medicare. And the way that they came up with was to have a 20% hole, a gap in Medicare, so that you had to pay 20% of your doctor's bill and your hospital bill, and that would discourage poor black people from showing up at the hospitals.
It was all done to keep segregation intact because with universal health care, black people would go to the hospital, black doctors would go to the hospitals, black doctors would practice in the hospital, and it always comes down to white people not wanting to compete with black people, not wanting to mix with black people, and wanting to keep the illusion that white people are better than black people, so we have to separate from them.
Nearly 100% of the reason why the United States is the only country in the world that doesn't define healthcare as a right is because of racism. He published a book called Race, Tendencies, and Traits of the American Negro.
How many times do I have to say this? Racism is a detriment to you white folks, poor white folks especially. Because of racism, you poor white folks can't even get good health care. Because they thought if they could deny health care to black people that we would have been eradicated a long time ago. But hey, we still here. And they have not changed the rules. How crazy is that? Even with Social Security, you have to pay 20% because of racism. We keep telling you, black people keep telling you, it is not us that makes your life suck. It is those racist politicians and their racist legislation that they think that's going to harm us, but harms you at the same time. And they don't care if it harms you.
Now that is what the average white person doesn't get. They're not important either. The hierarchy is important. And who is at the top of the hierarchy? The rich people, the billionaires, and the millionaires. And then it just trickles on down. But guess what? But now some black people are part of that class, and white people who've been poor all the time are still poor, and they still don't have access to good medical care, good education, a good social environment, they are suffering too. But they are suffering because they have bought into the idea of the hierarchy. They think that they're in the hierarchy, and maybe they might be in the hierarchy, but it's not doing them a bit of good.
They don't give a shit. And then you continue to vote against your own interest. All because a bunch of rich white people told y'all to hate black people because black people are doing stuff to you as a whole. And we're not, because we don't control shit. We don't control the healthcare system. We don't control Social Security. We don't control your wages. We don't control shit. But they continue to tell you that it's us. So you turn your focus on us and harass the shit out of us for no fucking reason, when we have no power to affect your life as a whole community. Pay attention.
America's racial hierarchy isn't just about skin color. It's about proximity to whiteness, socially, politically, and economically. The closer a group is perceived to be to whiteness, the higher they sit in the hierarchy. That's why some immigrant groups are encouraged to assimilate upward towards whiteness. Some are racialized downward towards blackness. Some are placed in the middle, which is the buffer zone, to maintain stability. Now, we black people are the foundation. That's what these immigrant groups don't understand, because the American hierarchy is like two hands clasped together. It's like two pancakes together, and black people are always the foundation. You can call it the bottom or you can call it the foundation. And there is no in between. Now, immigrants think there's in between. So white people use them because they buy into it. But there is no hierarchy in America except white and black. And so, they use these people, and then they start pulling deportation and ICE starts raining. It's awful. I'm going to do a video probably in the next few days about some of the things that they are doing to immigrant groups to discourage them from coming to America. And if they're here and they don't have some type of legal standing, they're not going to be able to get anything, and they're not going to be able to work. And that's the price that they are paying for thinking somehow that they were in the hierarchy. As far as Black Americans are concerned, America doesn't just oppress Black Americans. America extracts from Black Americans, and they always have. America extracts our culture, our creativity, our language, our style, our music, our athleticism, our political movements, our social commentary. Black Americans are the cultural engine of the country. And because of that, every group, even those who don't respect us, benefit from our output. This is why Black Americans are constantly visible but rarely protected. We are the cultural engine in this country. Black Americans didn't build the hierarchy, we inherited it. We fight it, we expose it, we survive it, we reshape it, and we push it forward. Every civil rights victory in this country, every protection, every freedom, every right came from Black American struggle. And these Black immigrants come here, particularly these Black immigrants, but all of them, they come here thinking that America was always the way that it is now. It was not. It was not. America is the way it is because of Black Americans. But America has a way of showing them that they don't know what they're talking about. Because come a certain time, every group that benefits from those rights finds out that they are standing on the shoulders of Black Americans. And that's not ego, that's history. So America's racial hierarchy is real. It's old, it's intentional, and it still shapes the country today. But Black Americans are not powerless inside it. We are the foundation, we are the culture, we are the movement, and we are the blueprint. And as Black Americans, it is our job to make sure that this hierarchy, as it is now, does not survive. Okay, y'all, thank you for listening. Let me know what you think about the video and have a good day.